Good morning, students. Chapter 7 Human Health and Diseases. In today's class, we are going to learn about the different types of bacterial diseases, their causative agent, and site of infection, that is, in which part it mainly affects. Causative agent means the organisms or pathogens which mainly responsible for the disease. And mode of transmission means how it is transmitted from one person to another person. And symptoms, what are all the symptoms of the disease. So these are the different bacterial diseases. First we'll see the bacterial disease one by one. First, shigellosis, that is, it is the bacillary dysentery, and the causative agent is Shigella species, and mainly affects the intestine. It mainly affects the small intestine and the large intestine. And mode of transmission, how it is transmitted means from one person to another person through the food and water which is contaminated by fecus. It is contaminated means polluted. So through the contaminated food and water only this disease is transmitted, and also by fecal oral route. So fecal means stools, and through the fecal oral route. So when the food or water is contaminated with fecus, this disease is transmitted. And symptoms of the disease are abdominal pain, dehydration. What do you mean by dehydration? So due to this dysentery, so more water is lost from the body and results in dehydration. Dehydration means loss of water. Blood and mucus in the stools. So in the stools, in the fecal matter, blood as well as mucus is released in the stools. Next bacterial disease is bubonic plague, and it is commonly called as black death. This disease is called as black death, and it is caused by a species or pathogen Yersinia pestis. So the name of the causative agent is Yersinia pestis, and it mainly affects the lymph node. And mode of transmission is rat flea vector. So what do you mean by rat flea vector? Means it is a parasite of rat. So this parasite mainly it is present in the rat. So rat flea vector means it is a parasite of rat. So the name of the parasite is Xenopsilla chiopis. So the name of the parasite is Xenopsilla chiopis, and the symptoms are fever, headache, and swollen lymph nodes. The lymph nodes get swollen. So these are the symptoms of the bubonic plague. Next disease is diphtheria. So the name of the disease is diphtheria, and the causative agent is Corynebacterium diphtheriae, and it mainly affects the larynx, skin, nasal, that is nose and genital passage. So it mainly affects the larynx, skin, nasal and genital passage. Genital means reproductive organs. So it mainly affects the passage of the reproductive organs. So the symptoms are the mode of transmission is droplet infection. Droplet means I already told you, when a person cough or sneeze means some water droplets are released. So that is called as, in these droplets they pass in the air, and if it is inhaled by another person, the disease is caused. So the symptoms are fever, sore throat, hoarseness and difficulty in breathing. So these are the symptoms of the disease. The next disease is cholera. It is caused by a causative agent Vibrio cholerae, and it mainly affects the intestine, and it is transmitted by contaminated food and water or fecal oral route. And what are the symptoms means severe diarrhea and dehydration. So it results in severe diarrhea. So in diarrhea more water is lost and results in dehydration. The next bacterial disease is tetanus. It is commonly called as lockjaw. It is caused by an organism or species called as Clostridium tetani. And site of infection is spasm of muscles. So what do you mean by spasm of muscles? Means sudden involuntary contraction of muscles. In Tamil we'll say thasai pidippu. It is muscle cramp. So that is called as spasm of muscles, and it is mainly caused through wound infection. When a person gets any wound, and through this wound only the particular, that is pathogen, enters into the body. Next is symptoms: rigidity of jaw muscles, increased heartbeat rate, and spasm of the muscles of the jaw and face. So these are the symptoms of the disease. Next is typhoid. It is commonly called as enteric fever. It is caused by a pathogen called as Salmonella typhi. So the name of the bacteria is Salmonella typhi. It mainly affects the intestine, and this disease is transmitted through contaminated food and water. So symptoms are headache, abdominal discomfort, that is pain in the abdomen, fever and diarrhea. So these are the symptoms of the disease. And next is pneumonia. It is caused by a bacteria called as Streptococcus pneumoniae, and it mainly affects the lungs, and mode of transmission is droplet infection, and symptoms are fever, cough, painful breathing and brown sputum. So these are the sputum means in Tamil we will say sali. Okay, so the sputum is brown in color. So fever, cough, painful breathing and brown sputum are the symptoms of the disease. Next is tuberculosis. In common we will say TB. It is caused by a bacteria called as Mycobacterium tuberculosis. It mainly affects the lungs, and it is also transmitted by droplet infection. And what are the symptoms? Means thick mucopurulent nasal discharge. So the nasal discharge, that is, will be very, very thick. So these are the different bacterial diseases, causative agents, site of infection, mode of transmission and symptoms. Next we'll see about the bacterial resistance. So what do you mean by bacterial resistance? Means if an antibiotic is used too often to fight a specific bacterial infection, the bacteria may become resistant to the specific antibiotic. So how the bacterial resistance is developed means, when a person uses an antibiotic to for the cure of the bacterial infection or the bacterial diseases, the bacteria will become resistant to the specific antibiotic. Hence the specific antibiotic can no longer be used to treat the bacterial infection. And some bacteria have developed resistance to many antibiotics. Therefore, infections caused by these bacteria are difficult to be cured. So, when a person uses an antibiotic for a longer period of time without the consultation of the doctor, the particular bacteria will be resistant to the particular antibiotic. After that, this particular antibiotic will not cure that particular bacterial diseases. So, this is called as bacterial resistance. And what are the risk of bacterial resistance? And we can see how it can be reduced by observing the following steps. So avoid using antibiotics to treat minor infections that can be taken care by our immune system. Already there are soldiers in our body, that is the immune system. So they will fight against the infections. So no need to take antibiotics for all minor infections, because our immune system itself protects our body. And do not use an antibiotic to treat viral infections such as common cold or flu. So you should not use the antibiotic to treat viral infections, because viral infections cannot be cured by using the antibiotics. Only bacterial diseases can be cured by antibiotics. So we should not use any tablets for treating the common cold or flu. Next, always follow the prescription. So many of you will be going to the doctor and getting the prescription, but they will not be following that prescription, isn't it? You will be skipping the doses. You will not take the regular medicines at regular intervals of time. You will forget and will not take the medicines properly. That is called as skipping doses, or failing to complete the prescription may allow the antibiotic resistance to develop. So this is called as antibiotic resistance. So far we have discussed about the common diseases in human beings, that is diseases which are broadly classified into communicable diseases and non-communicable diseases. And we have seen about the common human diseases, that is bacterial diseases. Name of the bacterial diseases: viral diseases, fungal diseases, protozoan diseases and helminthic diseases. And bacterial diseases, we have seen about the bacterial diseases in detail, and there are different types of diseases, their causative agents, site of infection, mode of transmission and symptoms, and also we have discussed about the bacterial resistance. In the next class, we will discuss in detail about the viral diseases. Thank you.